Welcome back, Virgo. I'm Ryan with Arrows of Love. Today we're going to do your mid-July 2021 Love Tarot reading. As always, we start with the astrology and what's happening in the sky because that informs us what could be happening in the cards. So tomorrow, I'm doing this video on July 22nd. Tomorrow, July 23rd, is a full moon in Aquarius. And for you, Virgo, that is your sixth house. Aquarius is 6 signs past Virgo. And the sixth house can be complicated, although you are the sixth house on the zodiacal wheel. You're the sixth sign. So you know this energy pretty well. So let's explain. Full moons are always a culmination of events. It's the end of the lunar cycle. It's closure, it's endings, it's things coming to light. It's the luminaries opposing each other in the sky. And the sun is sitting over at the first degrees of Leo. And Leo is your 12th house. It's 12 signs past Virgo, and the 12th house can be complicated. This is a complicated area of your chart. The 12th house has to do with introspection, confinement, isolation, self-undoing, self-sabotage, longing, and escapism. So you got to watch out for drugs, alcohol, sex. Vedic astrology, the 12th house is about intimate matters. So intimate matters could very well come up at this time. And that 6th house where the moon is sitting has to do with your routine. It has to do with work, health matters, everyday life, mundane affairs. It also rules pets. So I want people to be aware of that at this time. So it has a lot to do with everyday life, things happening around you. It's kind of like the daily grind of your life that you have to take care of. And it's a culmination or something coming up at this time or a closure of some type. And it has to do with emotion because moon rules emotion. Could also be some family things coming up too because the moon is also indicative of family. But overall, it's going to be something regarding hidden things, being confined, feeling isolated, intimate matters, and your daily work, your routine, and your health. So you could be looking at body maintenance, your health routine. Virgo, you tend to be health conscious anyway, but these are all themes that could come up for you during this full moon. And the reason why I'm bringing up the full moon is that we're actually going to have 2 full moons in Aquarius. It's happening, this first full moon tomorrow is going to be happening at the very first degrees of Aquarius, and then later on this month, actually it's into next month, we're going to have another one in the same sign. So it's almost like a redo. So if you don't get this one right, you get to redo it again almost. So you're going to see these themes come up at least 2 times over the next 30 days or so. So I want you to be aware of that. The good news is that Venus, the planet of harmony, love, cooperation, negotiation, relationship, sexuality, friendship is in your sign. It just ingressed into Virgo yesterday. So this is great. Venus is a minor benefic of the solar system, and it does bring in good things, generally speaking. Could also be money, because sometimes it represents money. But really what it's doing is it's going to make you a little bit more popular, because that's what Venus does when it's in your first house. So you could be getting a little bit more attention, perhaps online, perhaps just out and about. People are noticing you overall. The one thing I want you to know about is that Venus is in its fall position in Virgo. It's exalted in your opposite sign of Pisces, and it's in its fall in your particular sign. So when this happens, and every sign has planets that don't do quite well in their home sign, yours just happens to be Venus, but you can harness this energy in a way that's actually very productive. So look at, the first house has to do with body, your presentation, your identity, your purpose out in the world. So if these themes are coming up for you, it's time to just take a rest over the next 3 to 4 weeks and do some assessment about where it is you want to go next. I wouldn't be getting any plastic surgery at this time. I wouldn't be getting any tattoos at this time because Venus in your first house of Virgo can point to some disappointments if you're doing anything permanently to the body. Now, if you're looking at diets and exercise or doing a makeover of your wardrobe, anything to that effect would actually be very beneficial because this is something that over the long run you can benefit from. But anything short term where you're making really quick decisions like getting a new haircut, like I said, piercings, tattoos, plastic surgery, I would wait until Venus is out of your sign, because you might not be happy with the results. Again, Venus has to do with aesthetics, and it's in its fall position in your sign. So now is not the time to be doing anything permanent to the body. Mars, though, is going to be moving into your sign in just a few days. And Mars is the planet of cutting and severing. So you might want to wait a little bit until Venus moves out, because there could be some disappointments overall with that. But you're going to be taking a hard look at your presentation out into the world. Again, body maintenance, purpose, and identity. And you'll be reviewing these themes over the next few weeks. Now, the sun just moved into the sign of Leo. And again, that's your 12th house. So that 12th house is confinement, it's isolation, it's introspection, research. But it can also be a house of self-undoing and self-sabotage. So you got to be really careful where you're putting your energy right now. Things that you subconsciously do or unconsciously do could very well come up, and it could produce some disappointments. So I just want you to be aware of that. That 12th house can be pretty tricky, and now you're having this full moon in the 6th and the 12th, and it points to something with work routine, health, possibly even pets. So I want you to just know that that's what's happening in the sky for you right now. All right, so with that said, we're going to do some tarot here. A little business first off. If you like these videos and would like to see more of them, please click the like button and subscribe. It helps the channel, and it's very much appreciated from me, and you get to see more of my smiling face. If you're looking for a personal reading, my email is in the description box below. Send me an email and we can set up a time to chat. All right, so let's see what's happening with you, Virgo. I'm sorry for not getting these videos out a little bit sooner. I was on vacation earlier this week, so I needed some time off and got to go see my family and spend some time with them, so that was really nice. So I apologize for making you guys wait a little bit longer for your mid-month reading. But we have some important things in the sky to talk about, and Venus is in your sign, so you got to harness that energy. There will be some popularity that comes with that. People are going to be attracted to you. So got to utilize it to the fullest extent. Get yourself out there. If you're single, if you're married and partnered up, now is the time to re-spark that flame, to bring people back in, and to feel the joy of having the love planet in your house. But like I said, there could be some difficulties with that just because of its placement in your sign. So we'll see how this all goes, right? Be sure to take a look at your ascendant, moon, and Venus sign. If it's not Virgo, sometimes those messages will resonate more with you depending on what's happening in your natal chart. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about the tarot. Let's give the angels one last shuffle here. So I'm going to do a modified Celtic cross for you today, Virgo. 6 cards from the tarot, and then some advice from the angels. Okay. I think that's good. All right, here we go. First card out is going to be the general energy. What's going on? King of Swords. So this is interesting. So the King of Swords is an air sign. This could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. We just talked about Aquarius. The Aquarius full moon is happening tomorrow on the 23rd, and then we're going to have a whole nother round of it in about 30 days or so, 28 days. So the King of Swords is all about being rational. It's about taking some of the emotion out of a situation. It's about speaking your truth. And there's no BS with this guy. It's pretty much right to the heart of the situation, but there's not a lot of emotion that comes with this. So you could just be taking a hard look at the circumstances right now. Could be a little bit of a reality check of sorts, but this is very much a card of truth. This could also be someone in the law. Sometimes this represents people within the law, lawyers, judges, policemen, someone with authority. So this could be coming up for some of you, not all of you. Next card out is going to be the immediate circumstances. This is what's kind of crossing you right now. So Ace of Pentacles. So you're trying to get something off the ground. This could be financial. This could be something dealing with a relationship, a joint venture of some type. That might be for some of you. So you might be looking to take that next step. starting that new cycle, wanting something that's steady, something that's long-term, that will last. And you might be looking at this guy, for that right now, determining whether or not this is the right fit for you. The Ace of Pentacles has to do with earth energy, so that is Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus overall, but it has to do with practical matters of life, everyday affairs, mundane affairs. We talked about that, right? But there could be an element of finance to this as well. So perhaps some of you need to take a look at your finances and where you're spending money right now. Others of you, you're just trying to start something new that's based on something steady. Next card out is going to be Destiny. Six of Swords. Yeah, so some of you, you're moving away from a situation. Six of Swords is very much going to clear waters. So, the two kind of go hand in hand here, which I like. The guy with the woman and the child is moving away from a situation. Could be a toxic relationship, toxic thinking, toxic patterns, toxic habits, and you're trying to start something that's going to last, or leave something where you can go to clear waters. But it's just indicative of moving away from something, letting something go. Let's do a little bit more, see where this is going. So the distant past is the next card, Queen of Pentacles. So this very well could be you. The Queen of Pentacles could be Earth sign. Again, that's Taurus, Virgo, you, or Capricorn. And she wants something, again, that's steady. Something that's built to last. Something that's not fleeting, in and out. She takes her time in building. She doesn't rush the situation. And this is something, there's also a nurturing aspect to this card too. The earth signs are feminine signs. And I'm not saying feminine in the sense that I'm wearing pink. It's feminine in the sense that it's nurturing, it's caring. They have an intuitive nature to them, but they're also pragmatic and practical. So there's not going to be some elaborate plan to this. It's steady, methodical growth. And that's what she's looking for here. Recent past, the lovers. Yeah, so I had a feeling this could possibly come up. So this is dealing with the love situation, obviously. The lovers can represent choices in love. What do you do in this situation? Do you start something new? Do you leave something behind? Do you speak your truth about the situation? Is this something that's going to fulfill you? Are you on the same level with values? These two together have a lot to do with value and your boundaries. And where are you setting your boundaries? Are you letting people walk all over you? Are you giving up your power? The Queen doesn't give up her power. The Queen knows her boundaries and sticks to them. That's how she got to be the Queen, right? She doesn't compromise her value. So you got to take a look here, and it could be a decision in love. Do you stay, do you go? Do you have two people on your mind? Do you have potentially an air sign and an earth sign that you're juggling right now? Possibly. But this is always about decisions. This could also be a Gemini, by the way, too. So some of you could be dealing with a Gemini. But mostly, this is going to have to do with possibly with new love. It could be dealing with, a current situation where you got to make a choice. I think it's, do you leave something behind? Maybe that's not that fulfilling or on your level, doesn't match your values, or do you start something new? Got a lot of Pentacles energy here. This is the future card. This is the outcome. Eight of Swords. Well, I don't necessarily care to see this, so I might clarify. The Eight of Swords is feeling stuck. It's having your walls up. It's not letting people in. It's feeling as if you can't go anywhere. You're just trapped. And this very much deals with that 12th house theme where the sun is sitting right now. It's isolation and confinement. It's not having all the information. It's hidden things. You could feel like something is about to come out and it's driving you a little bit nuts and you're not really sure what to do here. But you'll notice that right now, she's got the blindfold on. She's not seeing everything quite clearly yet. So you got to wait for the information to come out. I wouldn't be making any rash decisions. And Virgo, you tend not to do that to begin with because you like to think about things. You are ruled by Mercury after all. So you're not one to just make a rash decision here. But I see some of you trying to bring something about that's new, trying to leave a situation behind that might not have been that fulfilling or on the same wavelength. And you're trying to get to this. That's that new love. You're trying to begin something anew. The sun just went into Leo, so you got about 4 weeks to go. Don't be rushing anything. Let things come out naturally. Again, Venus is in your sign, so there's going to be a soothing quality to this regardless of what happens. But at the same time, you're going to have to use the rational mind to get through this one. Because right now, there's a lot of thoughts energy and there's a lot of pentacles energy. So it's thought on value. It's thought on boundaries. Let's clarify, please, this 8 of Swords. Oh, the moon. Yeah, so it's secrets. It's things unseen. There could be a little bit of obsession with this right now, or even compulsion going round and around and around about this situation and what to do. You know, if you have to make a choice. Not easy stuff. And the moon, of course, we have this full moon coming up tomorrow, and we're going to recycle this full moon energy in just a couple of weeks in the same sign of Aquarius. So again, it's your routine, it's your health, it's your mundane affairs, it's your everyday life. And that's things unseen, where the sun is sitting in that 12th house of isolation, confinement, and self-undoing. One thing I want to caution you about here, Virgo, is sometimes you can be a little naggy with your loved one, a little nitpicky, and you like the little pickers here. You know what I'm talking about when I say that with love. And I'm bringing it to your attention is to not nitpick and nag in this situation. Let the situation unfold. Try not to be too critical and discerning, because information is going to be coming out. Regardless of what the situation is, you're going to get light and insight into it. It's closure with the full moons, things coming to an end, and you get a redo. So even if you screw this one up, you get to redo it all again in 4 weeks. So just be aware of that. Let's pull a card from the angels. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. I mean, sometimes I don't make this stuff up and you saw me shuffle. So I think you just need to let go of control here. You need to just let divine timing play itself out. If a situation is meant to work out, it's going to. If it's not, you have to let nature take its course. You have to just let things unfold naturally. You can't force anything. If it's not working and you're trying to force the situation, square peg into a round hole, it's never going to fit, right? So sometimes it's just taking a step back, reassessing the situation, understand where you have control, which is only your reaction to things that are happening, right? That's the only thing we control, is our reaction, our response to things. Everything else is beyond our control. We can't control people. We can't control circumstances. We can only control our reaction. So if you're triggered at this time, if you're trying to make a decision, you need to let this unfold naturally. I think you're going to get clues over the full moon period, over the next 4 weeks. But don't be making any rash decisions, because that's where things really could unfold. And remember that 12th house is a house of self-undoing. So you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot here if there is a potential for love. And there is a potential for new beginnings. Perhaps it's just taking a look at your daily routine and what needs to change, coming to a compromise. It's a good reading overall. Take it slow, Virgo. You're going to be triggered at some point in time here. And the 12th and 6th house, where this full moon is happening, these are the hardest houses to have a full moon. So you kind of just got to roll with the flow, take the punches. The other thing is, with that 6th house, sometimes it also has to do with things that you feel bound to, or there's like an element of service where you have to do something. So perhaps that's where your attention needs to be right now. If there's something that you feel bound to, or you feel like you have to give so much to it, perhaps you need to start letting that go. Perhaps it's not your problem to fix. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Leave me a comment if this is resonating with you. As always, give it that thumbs up if you like these videos, and we'll talk to you next time, Virgo.